Hi guys, welcome to the latest episode of the Prep series. Today we're going to talk about supplements. So, what supplements do I use and recommend? Obviously competing and trying to absolutely maximise my results at the moment. So, any kind of benefits I can get from the supplements, no matter how small, is obviously something I want to utilise. Um, I'll just start by saying, obviously, supplements aren't miracle workers. You know, they're gonna give you like a 5% benefit. Um, if you don't have your kind of nutrition in order, or you're training, or you're just eating junk food all the time or low quality foods, I would much rather you invested your money into buying high quality meats and preparing sort of good quality food, rather than just buying a ton of protein and continuing to eat poorly. But having said that, once your training and diet is sorted, supplements do help you. And there are some supplements here which I would recommend for anyone, no matter if they're bodybuilders or just a general public. So, right, let's get into the first supplement. Okay, so number one, very simple. This is a whey isolate protein powder. With protein, obviously, it's very important. It's how you gain muscle. As a kind of minimum, I shoot for 1 gram protein per pound of body weight per day. So for me, that's about 190 grams a day, and that should be really spread out. So you're getting some protein intake every 3 to 4 hours, ideally. Now, like a lot of people, I've got a full-time job. You know, I'm out all the time, so I've got a lunch break, so I can't eat chicken, fish, or eggs every 3 to 4 hours. So this is where a protein supplement comes in very handy. So I can take 5 seconds to just get a protein shake in. It's digests very easily. It's quick acting, good for sort of post workout. It's also quite versatile. Like you can put it into your oats, you can mix it into your Greek yogurt, or whatever, to make a nice dessert. They taste good. I use an isolate. It's just filtered a bit more, and it's just digests a bit better. Slightly more expensive, but it's just got a higher sort of protein content as well, so you get a little bit more value there. So yeah, that's one. Number two, we've got creatine monohydrate. Creatine has been studied extensively for years. It's been proven to help muscle growth and muscle strength. So it increases levels of ATP, which is your muscle's preferred energy source. So when you're doing a set, it'll allow you to kind of just get that extra rep or two, which is all important when you're trying to push past your body's current limits and force it to adapt and grow. It also increases the water retention within the muscle, which is beneficial because your muscles are actually made up of mostly water. So it's going to give your muscles a bigger, fuller look, and also helps increase the hydration in the muscle, which helps its performance as well. And there's been some recent evidence that creatine actually has some cognitive benefits, things like memory function as well. So it actually might be beneficial for everyone, not just bodybuilders, but it's a very sort of simple, but yeah, effective product. 5 grams a day is fine. You don't need to load it or cycle on and off. Doesn't really matter when you take it. I'll take it post workout. But yeah, that's creatine for you. Okay, next I'm going to do these two together. So we've got an amino acid, essential amino acids, and we've got a carb powder. So what I do with these, I take an intra-workout, meaning I sip it in during my workout. So EAAs are kind of a full spectrum of the sort of building blocks of protein. Now, obviously, I want to be getting some sort of protein intake every sort of 3 to 4 hours, but between my pre-workout meal and my post-workout meal, it might be longer than that. So taking this basically keeps me in a kind of anabolic state, especially when I'm dieting down. I want to prevent any sort of muscle breakdown. It will help stop that, kind of gives that protection for the muscles. Um, Also, I usually do train quite early in the morning, so it gives me that kind of additional benefit because I've not kind of eaten for quite a long time. I'd also sort of recommend this for especially vegetarians because you're probably not getting the full sort of total whole protein full spectrum amino acids. So that's useful for supplementing with this. Um, if you're kind of in off season and you've got a lot of protein in your diet and you've got a high quality whey protein and you're not training fast or anything like that, you may not need it. But for me in my situation now, obviously it's worth it. I also notice a good sort of improvement in my performance in the gym when I'm having longer sessions when I take this. With carbs, obviously carbs are your body's preferred energy source. So having a little bit in your during a workout does help me sustain longer sessions. So my workouts can be sort of an hour and a half plus. I find if I just have water at about an hour mark, I'm flattening out really. I'm sort of drained. I can't really get a pump. This allows me to stay full and hydrated and kind of you know gives me that energy right through to the end of my workout. Um, so it's when your body needs the energy the most, it makes sense to give it that fuel. So this is a kind of source of a few different sort of carbohydrates. So you've got sort of palatinose, cyclic dextrin, fructose. So yeah, that's one thing that I would recommend. Now, does everyone need this? I think if you're someone that trains very quickly, like 45-minute session, you don't need this. As long as you have a sort of decent amount of carbs in your pre-workout meal, that will sort of see you through. Um, Again, I think if you train early in the morning, it's worth having this as well because your muscles will be low on glycogen and it's going to help you a lot. So yeah, that is these two initial workout supplements. We've got omega-3 fatty acids. So when I was a kid, my mom actually used to give me omega-3 supplements because she said it would help my brain development. Um, Whether it helped, I don't know, but what my mom didn't know was it actually has a lot of benefits for bodybuilders. So omega-3s, they help with inflammation, joint inflammation, so that's going to help your recovery. It helps for sort of heart health, cardiovascular benefits, and also sort of brain, skin, joints, nails, things like that. So it's really good, and you just need to make sure that when you're taking it, that it's got 2 grams total of EPA and DHA. Those are the two sort of fatty acids to look for. Obviously, you get this from fatty fish like salmon and mackerel. At the moment, I'm a bit limited with my calorie intake, my fat intake. So 2 salmon fillets might be as much as 20 grams of fat. So this supplement just allows me to get the benefits of the omega-3 fats with very little sort of fat, about 3 grams. So that is omega-3 fatty acids. Okay, next one we've got is vitamin D3. So you probably know that most people are deficient in vitamin D, especially if you live in England. Right now we're meant to be in summer, but it's cloudy all the time, it's raining all the time. And even if it was sunny, we're indoors most of the time, so we're not really getting the benefits of that sort of exposure. So supplementing with D3 is definitely worth it. There are 4 main benefits really for bodybuilders. So the first one is actually vitamin D is very important for the production of testosterone in the body. So it has a really important impact there. So obviously testosterone being important for muscle growth. Secondly, immune health, so immunity. So obviously nothing's going to stop your progress for more than getting ill all the time. So especially in the winter, you want to be making sure you have some vitamin D in there. That's going to sort of stop you getting ill, getting colds. Bone health is another one. So obviously it goes without saying that that's just going to help obviously performance in the gym if you've got stronger bones. And then finally, it's shown to have an effect on your mood. So like with SAD syndrome, when we're not getting that sunlight, it has an effect on your mood and well-being. So that's another reason for taking vitamin D3. But it's one thing that probably everyone should take, especially if you live in England. Next, we've got pre-workout. So there are a lot of pre-workouts on the market. It's pretty basic what it does. Obviously, it's quite a high caffeine content. You usually have other stimulants in there, some ingredients to help with blood flow and pump and focus. I recently kind of got into training quite early in the morning before work, and it helps me massively. It just gives me that really hyped up feeling, especially when I'm low on energy because I'm low on calories and things like that. So it helps with my kind of intensity in the gym, focus. I would probably say if you train sort of after 2 p.m. Personally, I wouldn't take a pre-workout stimulant in that case because caffeine has a half-life of about 6 hours. So these can have as much caffeine in a serving in about 3 cups of coffee. So if you think about you have that at 2 p.m, at 8 p.m, you still got kind of a cup of coffee's worth of caffeine in you. Some people are fine with that, but personally, I'm quite sensitive to it. So this is useful, for me because I train in the morning. So I would recommend getting a decent pre-workout for that use. Finally, we've got an electrolyte formula. So again, with training in the morning, your body's in a dehydrated state, and just having water, you want to get those electrolytes in as well, sort of potassium, sodium, things like that. So this is why I take electrolyte first thing in the morning. I actually take it every day, no matter where I'm training. I just feel better, I think, because you go from being dehydrated. Hydration is so key for sort of every bodily function. So you can kind of make your own if you have some salt, some coconut water, things like that. But I've been using this, and yeah, I've seen that it makes me feel better, and I know that hydration is so key, especially if you train in the morning. So that's why I have invested in a hydration electrolyte formula. So those are the supplements that I take, and I would say that I'd say there are real benefits to every single one of these. I don't want anyone to feel like pressured to buy something, but in my experience, these have helped me. Obviously, they're never going to replace the importance of getting your nutrition sorted, training properly, those sort of things. If you're not doing those things, then you're kind of wasting your money because you're not going to get results. So these things do have that added benefit. There are so many supplements out there, but these, in my experience, have the benefit. So hopefully that's been of some use, and you've got a bit more kind of information to be armed with when you're deciding what's worth your money when buying. But yeah, some of these I'll definitely recommend depending on your situation. Obviously, I'm trying to compete at a national level, so if something's going to give me that 2% benefit, and it's worth it. So that wraps up this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one.